everyone, and welcome to Miss Temple's apartment. Yay! So today we are going to read a really nice book, and then we're going to learn a really cool way to paint with watercolors. So let's start. This book is called A Tree is Nice. Trees are very nice. They fill up the sky. They go beside the river and down the valleys. They live up on the hills. Trees make the woods. They make everything beautiful. Even if you have just one tree, it is nice too. A tree is nice because it has leaves. The leaves whisper in the breeze all summer long. In the fall, the leaves come down and we play in them. We walk in the leaves and roll in the leaves. We build playhouses out of the leaves. Then we pile them with our rakes and have a bonfire. A tree is nice because it has a trunk and limbs. We can climb the tree and see over all the yards. We can sit on a limb and think about things or play pirate ship up in a tree. If it is an apple tree, we can climb it and pick the apples. Cats get away from dogs by going up the tree. Birds build nests in trees and live there. Sticks come off the trees too. We draw in the sand with the sticks. A tree is nice to hang a swing in or a basket of flowers. It is a good place to lean your hoe while you rest. A tree is nice because it makes shade. The cows lie in the shade when it is hot. People have picnics there too, and the baby takes his nap in a buggy in the shade. A tree is nice for the house to be near. The tree shades the house and keeps it cool. The tree holds off the wind and keeps the wind from blowing the roof off of the house sometimes. A tree is nice to plant. You dig the biggest hole you can and put the little tree in. Then you pour in lots of water and then the dirt. You hang the shovel back in the garage. Every day for years and years, you watch the little tree grow. You say to people, "I planted that tree." They wish they had one, so they go home and plant one too. What a nice story. This story is super old. It actually was written in 1956. This is an old book. So today what we're going to do is we're going to paint a tree with a fancy new way. What you're going to need is maybe 2 brushes, a white paper, something circular, and some cotton swabs or some Q-tips. So that way we can use it to make little dots. Also, 1 piece of tin foil and watercolors. I think that's it. Can't wait to see what we make. See you in a sec. Okay, so what I have in front of me now is a plate, a white paper, a piece of tin foil, a brush, some Q-tips, and some watercolor. What I am going to do is we are going to take first a Sharpie marker and we're going to go around our plate so that we get a perfect circle. I've already pre-done that. I'm going to put my plate to the side. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take some of our water. We're going to just pour a little bit on the plate, on the tinfoil in 3 different spots. And put it to the side. What we're going to do is, I'm going to actually grab a bigger brush. That's fun. Okay, I've grabbed a bigger brush. I'm going to wet this one down just a little bit. I'm going to take 3 different color greens. First one I'm going to take is this light green, and I'm really going to saturate that up with color. And I'm going to put that in one, see how it automatically turns, of those little bits. You don't need a lot of water on your tin foil, and you want it to be away from the edge, so that way, really, really saturated, so that way it doesn't fall all over your floor or on the table. Okay, I'm gonna wash off this brush, and I'm gonna go in with a darker green, just right here. I actually might put a yellow if I put this here. Just a little bit more. Perfect. Wash that brush off. And now I decided I really want some yellow, so I'm gonna take this color yellow, really getting that saturated color, hear what's happening, and I'm gonna put it here in that last one. So you can kind of see that my brush still had some color on it, and that's okay. I kind of want it to be like a pea green anyway. Okay, just a little bit more. I might go back and give just a little bit more of that color. Okay, that was this dark one. Just so I can, oop. Perfect. Okay. I'm gonna put my watercolors to the side. Now I'm gonna take about, let's call it 15. Don't worry about it being perfectly 15, but you should have enough to fit in a circle. Okay, see that? They should all have the tips flat. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with my yellow color. I'm gonna just dip it in. Now, see what happened there? And I'm missing one, so I'm gonna take that guy out. Okay, now I'm going to press them on my paper, randomly, making sure to turn the angle of my Q-tips, because the more angles you have, the more likely it is that it's gonna look realistic. Okay, I think I'm good with that. Now, because I have used the lighter color, I'm gonna go in with the medium, so I switched it up, but so I'm gonna go from here to here, the next darkest color. I'm gonna do like this. Watch what I do. Oop. And it's okay if you get a few little boo-boos like this. I'm going to take the other side, flip it around. Might mean that I need more paint. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna go in with the other side. Try that. Okay. Oh yeah. Now you can layer these on top of each other. We can go with the other side again. Ooh. Getting some of that color off. Ooh. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Now, we're only doing really half, the top half of this. And we're keeping them in a curved area. Now, because these seem to be a little bit saturated, I'm going to actually flip them over again on the other side. So there's a little less than on here, you see. I'm going to put that in my hand, and I'm going to take some of this dark. Now, ooh, this is looking cool. Okay, I'm gonna take actually one of these, dip it in, and I'm gonna use that dark green to make just a few. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm taking the Q-tip in the dark green, making a few. So we're kind of doing what George Seurat does, which is called pointillism, and we're making it look like our tree is made out of dots. I'm going to do the same thing with this light green because I think we'll just give it a little. I'm going to actually go in a little bit more. Starting to look really nice. Okay. Now, I'm going to give it a little bit more. Notice that I'm taking my time and really pushing down those dots. That's how you get these beautiful variations, and also it makes it so that it looks pretty instead of being like a smear. I'm really pushing down. Okay, I'm feeling pretty satisfied with that. I'm gonna take this, go around a little bit, give some yellow. Okay, so now I'm gonna take all of my Q-tips before they get messy, and I'm gonna throw them in the garbage. Boom. Now, I'm gonna take my paintbrush. Now, you're probably saying, Ms. Temple, that is such a big paintbrush. How are you gonna use that? Now, learning to use your paintbrush is so important in a situation like this, because I only have one paintbrush. I have the little one, but that's a little too small. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip this around, and I'm gonna go for this brown color. Okay, I'm gonna get it pretty saturated. Now, you can choose to go this way, or you can choose to go this way, the thin, skinny way. I'm gonna choose to go the thin, skinny way, and then decide if I wanna go thicker with it. So let's try it. I'm gonna go to the middle of my tree, and I'm gonna start with just one thing, one trunk that branches out. Now, I'm thinking I want to make it just a little bit thicker. So I'm taking that skinny side and going up on the sides. Okay, now I'm gonna pull these to the side a little bit so that I get those beautiful branches that I'm looking for. Roots that I'm looking for. Okay, perfect. Okay, now I'm gonna put my brush down and I'm gonna go in with this lighter brown color that I'm gonna mix with that brown. See the two? 1, 2, 1, 2. Just keep going back and forth for a minute. Okay, and now I'm gonna make Y-shaped branches that are inside of my tree. Now remember, you want to keep adding paint and keep adding water, because the minute that you see it's getting dry and scratchy looking on the paper, that means that you're not using enough water. And that happens to me, that happens to you, that happens to famous artists. You can make as many branches as you want. I'm gonna go with 5. I'm gonna actually put an extra one here. And I'm gonna put one that kind of goes down here. I like odd numbers of branches. Okay, I'm gonna add one more off of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With a few that come off of the main ones. Okay, and if you notice, I always make my branches look like Ys. It's really nice. Okay, now I'm gonna take my small brush with this limey color and maybe a little bit of the darker color, and I'm gonna make little lines that are gonna indicate that there is some grass on this ground. Notice how I'm going using little strokes to indicate the grass instead of just making a straight line. Okay, now I'm gonna go back in with my big brush here. Looking so nice. I'm gonna take some light blue. I don't know if you can see. Yep. Some light blue. I don't have a lot of it left. Take some of this and make it work. Okay. And I'm gonna go around, ooh, that's such a pretty color. I'm gonna go around my tree, making it so that it's not so dark right next to our tree. We want it to look like our tree is kind of glowing. Look at that. You also can kind of go into your tree a little bit, making it look like the sky is around it, and you can see through to the other side. Really nice. Now, you can add whatever else you want to your picture. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sign the corner on an angle . And I hope you had a good time. Don't forget to send me, oh, you know what I forgot to do? Paint the rest of the grass. I'm so silly. Don't forget to send me your pictures to htemple@schools.nyc.gov. Can't wait to see what you make. Cut it out and hang it on your wall. Who said art needs to be square or rectangle? Hope you had a good time.